The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hey guys, thank you for attending today's webinar. My name is Prince. I am the product owner for all of our product lines, including ServiceWise and CustomerWise. Today we're going to be showing you some new and exciting features that are coming with version 11. So hopefully I'll have enough time to demonstrate some of these features to you. In the beginning, I'm going to let Taryn, our owner and president of the organization, to kind of just walk you through a presentation. It's going to take about 10 minutes or so. And then the remaining time, I'll use that to kind of just go through the product and show you these new and exciting features. So Taryn, I'm going to make you the presenter, and then you can go ahead and share your screen.
Thank you very much, Prince. I wonder if you can hear me or not, if you can see my screen.
Yep, I can see your screen. I can also hear you.
Awesome. So thank you. We appreciate your time. Today we want to introduce the CustomerWise and ServiceWise Release 11. And I will talk some of the major points of what makes something of 11 release to be major, exciting for us. So we will talk about first of what is the 11 release is about. 11 release is mainly about introducing a new product from Texel. Now we create a new company called Kloud. So Kloud is the parent company. Kloud is a online meeting and a real-time content-centric collaboration platform. It has the built-in online meeting, document discussions, chatting, remote control, and the Syncroom functions all together. Kloud will be our collaboration platform that is capable of integrating with other business software. So the idea is about online meeting and collaboration should be built into your business processes instead of like other online meeting software to be a standalone platform or standalone product. So CustomerWise and ServiceWise will have the built-in function of Kloud. So with that, Texel is now, we have been always having a view of knowledge-centric, but Kloud is really a better way of delivering such knowledge via interactive document, brainstormings, and quantifying the collaboration activities and its results. So really the ALM solution, the customer support solutions, and the ITSM help desk solution together were built with a foundation, which is collaboration and document-centric online meeting. So with that, ServiceWise is about ServiceWise that contains, help desk, ITIL, SLA, employee portal, knowledge portal, and but powered by the Kloud meeting, live document, Kloud discovery, which further powers the knowledge portal and also Syncroom functions, and with the AI bot for self-help. SLWise and other add-on modules. CustomerWise, similarly, mainly it's about customer support, but contains the module marketing and sales module and customer portal and knowledge portal. So what is new in CustomerWise and ServiceWise 11? We have improved the ServiceWise and CustomerWise app. So we have a ServiceWise team for team to view tickets and edit tickets via an app. As well, we have a ServiceWise app for CustomerWise project as well. we will provide ServiceWise portal for employee and CustomerWise portal for customers. We have improved the user interface, especially for the customer and the employee portal. And obviously, integration with cloud is big things. And Prince will be giving a demo on both cloud as well as the ServiceWise and CustomerWise functions. With that, collaboration, communication, online meetings are integrated all together with ServiceWise and CustomerWise. So this is kind of the view of a CustomerWise ServiceWise app, where you can see all the work project, whether it's for leads management, for operation management, for sales, for customer support, for IT process change, whatever the process you have decided to enable CustomerWise ServiceWise to manage. And so what is cloud? Cloud is an online meeting like what we are doing now, which we're using GoToMeeting to do the online meeting. However, cloud does the online meeting in a different way. It does not rely on video streaming as its core functions. Instead, it relies on the live document as its core functions. Right now, I'm using Cloud actually to present the PPT. As you guys can see, while I'm viewing a meeting, viewing a document, I can easily click on the More function to create sync, or to create a meeting, or to share a document, or send the document to a sync room. So Cloud has the ability to do meeting via document, but without the video streaming. What's the benefit? Lots benefit. First of all, it lets you add anything, annotations, whiteboarding, but it's part of the online meeting. For example, here is the input. You can change the font. You can change the boarding. You can change the background and make the background to have some shade, transparency, or built-in. You can embed video as part of the meeting. You can embed YouTube a video, or you can add video yourself. In other words, Cloud Meeting gives you a unlimited resolution because it does not rely on video streaming. So as a result, you can start Cloud Meeting via app, via pad, via your phone, via your TV. And the rendering itself gives you true color and unlimited resolution. So obviously, this becomes much more natural for such online meeting to be integrated with business software, because the carrier of a meeting result is inside the document. Any support ticket can be sent to Cloud Meeting naturally, and it's live, meaning once a meeting is finished, recorded, you can play back the meeting as a video, as a movie, or you can just open the meeting, start to read the document. After all, the Cloud Meeting core content actually is live document. At any time, you can edit, modify a document as well as the meeting itself. So what you can do with ServiceWise, CustomerWise integrated with Cloud? Well, you have a live doc. So at any time, you can open the document directly from ServiceWise, CustomerWise. You can enable customer to submit a ticket with live image. So when you are submitting a ticket, you can just screen capture some screenshots and then start to do live image operations, including creating a sync, like what I'm doing here, create a new sync, quickly give a name, or without even give a name, and start to talk about the things, adding elements, and then explaining why this is a bug. So whatever the thing you have performed, the voice you have talked about, become part of the document. It's called live image with a sync included now. Now you can go to the sync and play the sync. This sync can be useful, obviously, for support team to give a better support solution without doing even an online meeting to the customers. And it enables the customer to give you feedback via sync as well. Most importantly, obviously, we can do real-time chat, online meeting. We do provide API and plugin for you to do the integration with your, not only ServiceWise customer software, but with your software as well. So my talk most likely will be 10 to 15 minutes because I want to cover some more details at the conceptual level to help Prince to demo the product more easily, I think. So what Kloud can do for ServiceWise? First of all, you can build your solution using any document, and the document itself contains the recorded demos as well as the meeting you have done with your customers or with your employee if you're using ServiceWise for supporting your employees. Second of all, as you can see, inside Kloud, it's not only about meeting, but it's also about document. And the Kloud can be fully integrated with ServiceWise CustomerWise, meaning all these functions are actually inside ServiceWise. In this case, we're actually adding a Google document. From the Google Drive or my Google Drive, I can easily add any document into ServiceWise CustomerWise as a Kloud document, and that will be capable of doing meetings and collaboration and serving as a knowledge to resolve support tickets. So we're talking about any individual's Google Drive document now become part of your knowledge base, and with the ability of presenting itself like a movie. You can now make your knowledge presentation view inside ServiceWise CustomerWise to be much easier to manage. I always had a dream of making knowledge to be a powerful knowledge source for resolving support incident, for taking care of IT-related processes with easy to manage knowledge and effective knowledge. As a matter of fact, KnowledgeWise, as part of the module of CustomerWise ServiceWise, does have quite some AI functions. But one thing, without Kloud, knowledge presentation becomes not as easy. With Kloud, every document itself is like an interactive movie. So building a knowledge base with Kloud, you will have any knowledge item itself with the embedded image, because that's what Kloud can do. Kloud can convert any document to be self-describing, self-presenting. And Kloud obviously can make any meeting, any customer support session to be recorded automatically along with the document itself. So any meeting become a potentially a knowledge items. Any video become a knowledge item. So the knowledge presentation will become so much easier, so much fun to manage and to improve. So other things we can do, obviously, as I say, in this case, we have created a sync room where you see you have the chatting. You can list your support incident with a customer or with an employee and insert a ticket into the chat thread. So now you have the meeting functions and the customer support function together. Here is an example of how do you enable a sales quote if you are using our CustomerWise to make the sales quote to be capable of doing meetings and to be capable of recording the reading activities from your customers. Syncbook is another cloud functions for our customer to create a user guide. When you have time, try our website to read the user guide of our ServiceWise, what's new. You will be impressed to find you have a so easy way of creating online help in the user guide and enable integration with your app or with your web-based software, because Syncbook as a user guide is optimized to have a better viewing activities because of the LiveDocs technology, so that it will self-adjust to the screen size, whether it's a TV, it's a computer, browser, or iPhone or Android phone. So that's the Syncbook. And the Syncbook enable you to embed video, sync, and external YouTube links to make your user guide to be more interactive. So I want to talk briefly about CustomerWise, ServiceWise roadmap. For the past 3 to 5 years, we have been investing our time to create our cloud platform. Moving forward, we're excited to let you guys know that we will be putting more effort to make ServiceWise, CustomerWise to be improved, because we have freed up a lot of resources because of the cloud project is now done. So moving forward, we're making the end of April to release ServiceWise 11. As you guys can see, we have the cloud integration and app improvement. And then after April, every 2 months, we will do a patch release to further add more functions, like while you are doing chatting with us inside the Syncroom, be able to create ticket. We will enhance the AI function, so we have a chatbot for self-service from inside the Syncroom as well. And cloud integration will be further enhanced, will improve the knowledge AI functions. So at the end of the year, we'll be releasing 11.5. Then next year, June or third quarter, we'll be doing the 12 with the ServiceWise, CustomerWise admin to be web-based. And then we'll be adding FormWise improvement as well. This is the pricing for cloud. We have free edition, then the standard edition, professional, and ultimate. With the ultimate function, you will be able to do user conference features with our cloud, where online meeting experience will be more like a real-world face-to-face meeting due to the unique features of cloud meeting without using the video streaming. It gives you really the ability of meeting, recorded video, movie, presentation, performance, all to be presented at a meeting time online at the same time, to creating a real interactive experience online meeting, mimicking the real world interactive user conference. And we will do one soon using our cloud online meeting software. So this is the release schedule and also the follow-up events. So obviously by end of March, we want to start the beta testing program. I hope we can get 5 ServiceWise customers and 5 CustomerWise customers to be participating in our beta testing program. Then we will do some follow-up event. We'll provide some special promotions for those customers, upgrading to CustomerWise ServiceWise 11 prior to June. We will give the free edition of Kloud and provide some discount for purchasing whether the standard professional or the ultimate editions. And then the follow-up event, by the end of March next month, we'll be releasing the beta. So we'll do a webinar. We also would like to do after the production release, I would like us to do a online user conference using the Kloud event features. So that conclude my presentations. We will have Prince to continue with product demo now.
About that. So, okay, so I'm logged in as the ServiceWise app here. So as part of the team, these are all the different work projects that I have access to. So we're using our internal CustomerWise for a lot of different things. So not only for supporting our customers, but tracking our sales opportunities, running our operations, and maybe even tracking marketing leads. All of those different processes we kind of are tracking using our internal CustomerWise. So it's not only for just support. But regardless, with all these different work processes, we'll be able to see all of the tickets within them using the app. So for example, if I want to log in as a support agent, I'll be able to look at my list of tickets. There is a filter up on the top. So right now I am looking at list of tickets that belong to me. But if I click on filter, I'm able to do some basic filtering based on what I want to see. So if I want to look at different statuses or maybe even other team members and what the ticket list looks like, I can use those filters and just hit apply when I'm done. Other than that, I'm able to search on tickets by either ID, by keyword, things like that. So we do have that. Also, as part of the app, when I go into the ticket details, I'm able to see pretty much everything I've configured for our forms. So this is how one of our ticket forms look like. I have a description field. I have any custom fields, including like version found, for example. Those are all custom fields that we're able to project right into the mobile app too. So any fields you create, we'll be able to use that. If I click into any field, such as a description field, I'm able to read more or the entirety of the content. So coming back in here, and if I need to edit any of these fields, I can just click on the little pencil icon here, and it'll allow me to go ahead and modify what I need to for that field. So it's pretty straightforward, and it's really convenient for me, especially being so busy, walking around, not always being in front of the computer, or if you're an agent out in the field, this is going to be extremely useful. The other thing I want to mention is that not only does it look at the ticket list or your incident list, we can also look at events. So for those of you that don't know what events are, those are actually subtasks that are that can be done concurrently as part of any ticket. So if I look at the event, it's very similar to the ticket list where I can filter by all the events or subtasks that are assigned to me. And then I can, of course, click into it and see the details as well. Okay. So as part of this, I'm also able to easily look up customers and their contacts. So if I go to the customer screen, I can type in a customer and I can find them that way and look up their information. Similarly, I can do that with contacts as well. And then lastly, if I needed to create anything new, so not just editing existing tickets and events, but if I wanted to create maybe a new ticket or maybe a new event or maybe even customers, I can do that directly from within the app. Okay. The next thing I want to show you is that it's very important for us to have alerts through the mobile app. That's something that we have with the mobile app where alerts are coming into the app, and of course you get notified that way. But in the near future, we're also going to support SMS direct texting to your mobile phones. So right now, if I just go into notifications, these are the rules that I've set up. So any new tickets that are coming in, I'll be notified directly from my app. The last thing I want to show you is the knowledge base. So this guy is not just, it's kind of like what Taryn showed you using our new presentation view. So we can configure this. I'm about to show you that from the PC side of things. But in here, I'm able to look at knowledge that are grouped by different categories. So if I click on here, I have my how-to setups, installs, and whatever and whatnot. But I'm able to easily navigate through different knowledge articles. And when I go in, it'll show me the contents. Now, this guy could be integrated with Kloud in the near future, where those interactive documents, or live documents as we call it, will be projected onto the mobile app as well. So the last thing is the settings page. This is where I can modify my personal information along with changing my password and kind of see which version of the app I'm using. So the app right now is already available in the App Store. So anybody that, or you guys that have CustomerWise or ServiceWise can go out and get it. If you need help on configuring that, just reach out to our support team and we can assist you with that. Okay, so the next thing I want to kind of show you is from our internal portals. So here I'm using basically our daily build. I'm going to log in as a sample user. And the very first thing I want to navigate to is the knowledge base. So this is how the traditional knowledge base kind of looks like right here, where I have these different folders that are permission based. So I may have public knowledge, being stored in one folder, whereas things like registry settings and changes to system level things are stored for our internal teams only. So I can kind of create as many folders as I need to group my articles together, and from there I now have a presentation view where the folder structure is going to be a little bit different, and this is what you're going to be able to see in your mobile app, as well as if you decide to integrate this presentation view directly into, let's say, your website. So here I got like a generic color scheme. We're able to modify and customize all of that to match your color schemes, add your logo, but we can integrate this knowledge presentation view directly within any website. So coming back in here, over here, I'm basically defining what I would like my or visitors to see. So I have my what's new, popular topics, user guides, etc. And if I go back into preview, those are the categories that I'm setting up on the top. Coming back in here, this is my layout right here. I've set it so that it's a triple layout, triple column layout, with the middle column being bigger than the rest to kind of emphasize things. But essentially what I would do here is I could either select an existing knowledge article to place into different columns, or create new knowledge articles from here. And when I do so, when I start adding knowledge articles into here, I can actually embed images or live documents and things like that directly into the document, which will be presented. If I click on this little eye icon, this is going to be how my knowledge articles are going to appear on the web interface or on the mobile phone. So here I'm saying any featured images or any documents that I've attached, those are going to be displayed right on the top before we actually see the article. So coming back in here, unfortunately, I don't have any good images to upload, but basically that image will be displayed right there. So it's a more interactive approach than just a list view of knowledge articles. Okay, so that's the new knowledge article or knowledge presentational view. The next thing I kind of want to show you is a little bit more on all of the Kloud features that Taryn mentioned. So they're actually great, and let me kind of show you how that looks. Over here, I'm in my ticket list view, and for those that you don't know, you can actually enable a left folder structure again to categorize your tickets, but I'm going to go ahead and minimize that, and I'm going to jump right into ticket details. So when I come into a ticket, oftentimes I'm going to have either embedded images from our customers for end users trying to screenshot the issue that they're having, or they may potentially just go ahead and upload an attachment. So from here, these attachments actually with the Kloud integration is that they're actually now going to be stored into Kloud, where we can then perform operations like this. So on any given attachment or embedded image, we're going to be able to send or view this guy into Kloud. So when I click on View Live Doc here, it's basically not only going to show us the document, but we're going to have a lot of features that we can do with this. So one of those being, well, being syncs. So when we look at a attachment, oftentimes people write as much as they can onto the document with supporting images and whatnot, but still that's not as effective as, let's say, creating it more interactively. And what I mean by that is what we call syncs. So these are basically voice recordings with annotations that are directly placed onto this document. So here I'm just having an issue with this, so I'm going to just pull up another environment here for us. This is actually the Kloud interface behind the scenes. So, yeah,
Chris,
can you see me?
your microphone is being grabbed by a GoToMeeting, so you might not be able to grab the microphone using Kloud at the same time.
Not a problem. Okay. So over here, this is actually the back end of Kloud. So if you have integration with Kloud, you'll have access to this. But essentially, it's going to be a centralized location of all of our attachments that we stored as part of those tickets. But the point that I want to make is that syncs can be associated with these documents. So when I come in here, I'm going to be able to create a sync to kind of describe this document in more detail. So I'm going to say new sync here, record it, and then basically we'll see a recording icon happening. So it's actually in real time right now, recording my voice along with any annotations that I may have as part of this document. So let's say we need some improvements in certain areas. I can use these tools over here on the right-hand side to maybe highlight certain sections or maybe even add text to here. So any of these controls can be used to kind of enhance and make your document more interactive. Lastly, maybe I want to insert some supporting videos to this, so I can go ahead and inject that right into the document, inject objects right into the document. I can either upload a local video, or like Taryn mentioned earlier, we can include YouTube links and whatnot. So when I'm done with all of this, I basically hit the stop button right here, and it's going to save everything that I just did onto this document. So now the next step is, as part of this document now, if I come back in here and I close this right here, I'm going to be able to see all the syncs that I've done against this document. So that's something that we'll have. Basically, it'll essentially look something like this. So let me go ahead and pull up another environment for you. And I apologize for jumping around. But coming in here, you're going to see something exactly like this. This is our just project management tool, but the idea is the same. So any attachments will have basically the ability to see all syncs, kind of like what I saw here. If I come back, I'll be able to see all the recorded syncs against any of our attachments. And then any online meetings that I've held against documents or against work items will also be recorded as part of that attachment. Now, I think this is super useful for us, especially for me, to be able to capture interactive documents and to be able to describe, our screenshots in way more detail. As a product owner, a lot of times I'm reviewing, a list of tickets with my support teams, and a lot of times, some issues may be a little bit more outdated, and we kind of can't remember exactly what happened, what the issue is. So if we had those recordings and we had those annotations against, any embedded images or any of our attachments, kind of describing, everything in more detail, that's super effective for me as well as the development teams to kind of understand the issue. So if I come into the customer portal here, so when I'm submitting a new ticket, I'll be able to, not only do attachments, but also, again, embed images directly into my request. So as long as we have HTML enabled, I can go ahead and paste images in there and start adding annotations and voice and whatnot as part of that. So coming back in here, the next thing I kind of want to show you is the Syncroom concept. So if you guys notice over here on the left-hand side, I actually have a new icon, which is going to represent what we call Syncrooms. So Syncrooms are going to be a way for us to collaborate with our customers in real time or collaborate with internal teams. So over here, we created actually a Syncroom for each of these customers. And by the way, when you integrate with Kloud for the very first time, Syncrooms will be automatically created depending on customer status. So for active customers, for example, we'll always automatically create a Syncroom for them. The other way is we'll be able to manually create them and kind of invite which team members, which customers and contacts, or which end users have access to these Syncrooms. Okay, so the whole point of the Syncroom is for discussion, for knowledge sharing, and it's really content-centric. So if I come into a Syncroom, such as a support discussion right here, the very first thing it's going to bring me to, and this is the new functionality that Kloud's going to be able to bring into ServiceWise and CustomerWise, which a lot of our customers have asked for, is real-time chat. So over here, I'm able to go ahead and say to my customers, or even from the other direction, James, I don't know if you're here, but if you're here, can you go ahead and please type in a chat conversation to me in which I can reply in real time? If not, it's okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and just type to James right here. So if he was logged in to the customer portal and he goes into the Syncroom, he'll be able to kind of see that what I'm typing to him or the other way. So if I come into the chat server here, and I apologize for loading a little bit, but we'll be able to see, okay, so it's all loading now. So we'll be able to see a real-time chat conversation that's being recorded in the Syncrooms, okay? So along with that is, if I come back in here, everything's loaded now. So along with this is, if you notice right here, with the Syncrooms, we have a watch list here. And so that's actually going to help us collaborate easier with our customers, with our end users, and whatnot. Because what I can do is I can click on this add to watch list right here and kind of select tickets that I kind of want to have discussions with my end users on. So for example, if I want to do a monthly ticket review with my customer, or simply just chat with them, I'm able to do so, and I'm able to insert this into my watch list. I'm also, again, able to provide knowledge articles and things like that that I want to go ahead and distribute over to my end users as a solution. So if I cancel here, the next thing that I can do is, once I do have this guy inside in the watch list, what I can do is I can then start inserting these guys directly into the chat. So let's say this knowledge article is something that's going to help me resolve James's issue here. I'm going to go ahead and insert it into chat. And from here, James can see that in real time. Hey, you know what? This is going to help you resolve the issue that you have. Okay. And similarly, if I want to talk more specifically on tickets, for example, I'm able to insert those into chat. So I'm going to go ahead and insert a few. And this is what I mean by like a monthly review of ticket lists here of tickets. So we can actually go down the list. We can open them up and we can kind of see the details of the ticket. And then we can start putting in comments, which will be threaded as part of this. So in the near future, if I come back, there's going to be threaded conversations, not only in the general chat, but against any of the objects that I insert into here. So it's a great way for collaborating. And that's the things that you're going to get with Kloud. So let's say, this is my support Syncroom right here. So I'm going to come back in here. I'm going to close this again. I'm going to look at it from the end user, from the customer side of things. So here, generally I'll have a one-to-one relationship. So I only need to maybe at most create one Syncroom for one customer, right? But I could have the ability to create multiples. And the reason why you might do something like that would be because of the fact that you might have different people in these Syncrooms, right? So support discussion that's open for anybody. Maybe monthly tickets, I'm only doing it with one of our contacts, and that's the only person that needs to see it. So we can actually just go in there and segregate that out. there's other things in here too. So for CustomerWise, it can be used for sales, it can be used for marketing. And one of the things that we can do here is we can generate sales quotes in CustomerWise and then send it off to our customers, right, or our prospects, in which that we could do it so that we don't just send it through email, but we can actually do collaboration with them on, right? So we can do real-time chat. Maybe we can hold a meeting with them to go over the quote, to go over any custom development that we need to do with them, and that would be actually a separate sync room that's not related to support. So we can kind of categorize that. Coming back in here, if I go into sync rooms, they're going to be dependent on your work process here. So these are all the sync rooms that I have for support. But if I switch over to sales, for example, I'm going to see a completely different set of sync rooms and specifically for sales collaboration. Okay, so one thing I want to show you real quickly is being able to send those quotes over to sync rooms. So I'm going to pull up our internal system real quick on a different screen and kind of show you from there. So if I come in here inside our sales system, this is where I'm tracking all of my opportunities. I created one here. It's an opportunity which has a sales quote associated with it. If I go over to the quote area, I can then send a quote over to a sync room. And so if I do something like this, it's going to open it up in the sync room, where then I can have that real-time chat again, where I can even describe what it is, right? Using syncs, describe what it is that I'm trying to add to this quote or what you need. I can explain it all in detail and just kind of pass this over, this URL over to whoever needs to review this, right? So I can do real-time chat with them and then possibly do online meetings if I need to, which will always be recorded as part of the sync room. So anything that I'm doing is always recorded, and that's the beauty of these sync rooms. Like you'll never lose anything. So if I come here, so right now, I mean, one of the problems that I have, right, is I could be doing a meeting with a customer, and I'm using GoToMeeting, and then I kind of don't know where that's recorded. Like I have to search through my computer, search through the cloud, and kind of find that. But with sync rooms, it's very easy. So I come in here, I'm looking at it. Everything is always here. So any attachments that I've done, any knowledge articles that I've ever placed into the sync room, they're always stored here. Any meetings that I'm doing with my customers, I can always go back and review those, or I can actually start upcoming upcoming meetings with my customer. One of these things that we're going to do in the very near future as well is to be able to export this into your Outlook so that you'll have reminders there as well. But this is an upcoming meeting that I need to do with my customer. So it's very easy. One click, I can start a meeting right away with whoever is invited to the sync room. I can schedule a meeting, another meeting if I need to as well. Now, let me bring you over to let's close some of these things here. The cloud backend again. So under the meetings here, I'm going to see a calendar of all the meetings that I had over time here. So these meetings, let me go ahead and start a meeting for you. Whenever you have access to a cloud license, you're going to have a meeting room ID in which anybody can join this ID, or you can actually protect it by enabling a password or inviting certain attendees. So I'm going to go ahead and start this up actually. And so inside the meeting view, this is kind of what Taryn was showing you earlier with the meetings. But essentially, it's asking me to initialize my audio. So I'm going to do that, but I'm going to mute so I don't get echoes here. But essentially right here, we have a couple of different things. So for support, generally, what we're going to do is be sharing screens, grabbing that remote desktop control, and kind of helping our customers there. But cloud being document-centric and being knowledge-centric, instead of screen sharing, we actually may be sharing LiveDocs. So essentially what I need to do here is I can go ahead and hit upload to really upload like any documents from my PC, or I can find something that already exists, and then I can start holding a meeting that way. So when any attendees go ahead and join my meeting right here by typing this URL, they're going to be able to see exactly what I'm seeing with perfect resolution, regardless of what device they are in. So James looks like he joined me. From his end, he's going to be able to see this. So one of the things that we have, or a problem that we have with screen sharing, is it's always dependent on the presentation, the presenter's device resolution, right? But with LiveDocs and Kloud, we essentially get rid of that. So this guy right here is, any documents that we have is converted over into a format where it supports true resolution regardless of any device. So over here, as I'm navigating through the pages here, doing this meeting with James, with both James right here, they're able to kind of see what I'm doing. I'm also able to, again, use these tools over here to kind of highlight, to kind of add maybe objects into this document. Or perhaps if I want to do, a sync instead, or something offline because they might be working in a different time zone, they're not awake yet, I can create a sync by myself and pass this over to them later. But regardless, anything I do is always going to be saved as part of my sync rooms, as part of my tickets or work items. Okay, so that's the sync room capability. The last thing I wanted to show you guys.
Hey, Prince.
Yeah.
Prince.
Yes.
It's important to point out that Cloud Meeting can enable customer as well as support team members to send tickets directly into meeting while doing a meeting.
Yeah, absolutely. So Terry makes a great point there. So again, on any of the tickets right here, we're able to send these items. If we need to have a real-time meeting with people or an online meeting right away, we're able to either group select these or single layer select this and then go ahead and send to meeting or send to sync room, etc. So they're all one click. It's integrated completely with ServiceWise and CustomerWise. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and close this meeting. So I'm going to kick James out of here. If I come back into my Cloud portal again, so I'm going to go ahead and close some of these things here. I want to show you one last thing, or actually two more things. So I'm going to go ahead and come into this platform. So this is SaaS-based. If you have an account, you can log in here. And I did create a conference meeting for yesterday, but it looks like it's not appearing. Okay, so anyway, regardless, over here, if I come to meetings here, I should be able to right-click. So actually, I don't even see that anymore. So let me click on here. I actually want to schedule a new meeting. Here it is. Okay, so there should have been one here. Not sure what happened to that, but I'm able to schedule meetings, so kind of what you just saw. In the near future, we're going to support webinars, and those are going to have a little bit different functionality where we can do, polling and tracking registrations and all of that. And then lastly, the user conference. So like Taryn mentioned, we're going to, probably use this virtual conference to do a user conference with everybody, all of our customers. So the way we would do that is we would create a new conference meeting here. I would say a new user conference, or maybe let's give it a better name, Techsol User Conference. And in here, I would actually decide who all of my speakers are. I can invite attendees. So I'm going to just say Amy, Carla, they're also going to be key speakers as part of this user conference. So I'm going to go ahead and invite them all, right? And then I'm going to submit. So I can give it a time. I can indicate how long this conference might be. So I'm going to go ahead and set this to be Friday, and that should work. So there we go. Now I have a conference here. And so when I click on this conference and I view into it, there's actually three modes. One is preparing the conference, another one's practicing, and then the actual conference where you would start now. So when I hit prepare, essentially what I'm doing is over on the right-hand side, you'll see that this conference is actually broken down into three major pieces: a prelude, presentations where the speakers are talking, and in the ending, the conclusion of the conference, where we may have some slides there, some thank you slides, etc. The prelude might be a video, things that are playing before the actual conference begins while everybody's getting situated. So the very first thing actually in all of these is I would actually associate these LiveDocs as part of these conferences. So one of the things I would do here is I would, let's say I'm doing a user conference. I'm going to go ahead and just insert this guy as part of my prelude. So this will be playing before the conference actually starts. And for Amy, she might actually be talking about ServiceWise, CustomerWise. So I'm going to go ahead and prepare a document here, just add another thing here for her, kind of upload from space. So these are existing things that I've already uploaded. She might be talking about what ServiceWise, CustomerWise entails. And then for Carla, she might be discussing, the roadmap for CustomerWise, ServiceWise. So essentially what I'm doing here is I'm just adding content for our speakers, okay, on the day of. So right here, she's going to do maybe a roadmap, and then that's about it. So once I create these presentations here and I begin the actual conference, we're going to be able to play through all of these things. So I'm going to go ahead and start a prelude, for example. So it's warning us that, hey, you know what? You're trying to start a conference which is scheduled for 24 hours later, right? Are you sure you want to do this? So I'm going to go ahead and say, go ahead and start that, right? So right now you can kind of see this icon playing, but right here, this image should be playing whatever I decided as my prelude or as my intro. So when I'm done with that, then I can go ahead and it will automatically kick in at this time where the speakers are actually presenting whatever material that they have. Okay, so right here I switched over to speakers, so now it's enabling a microphone, etc. But that's the whole idea. So essentially, your speakers are playing through content, whatever LiveDocs that they have. The design for this is that it's going to be able to play back on very large screens in the auditorium and even be able to integrate with streaming services like YouTube and whatnot to capture a much wider audience. So that's what this guy's designed for, versus the online meetings is more for just collaboration with a smaller group. Okay, so I think, Taryn, am I missing anything else on this conference feature? If not, I'm going to move on to the last thing I want to cover.
You covers pretty much everything. I just want to point out the conference meeting, one cool thing is you can play video, and the video meeting, because of the LiveDoc technology, can work together to create real world kind of experience, even almost like a face-to-face meeting experience.
Awesome, yeah.
And we might want to leave a few minutes for questions. So
I will,
in case,
yeah. Yep. The last thing, the very last thing I promise you guys is the user guides. So Taryn mentioned earlier about the Syncbooks. So I'm going to go ahead and close this out. And we're actually using that today. So over here on help.techsl.com, that's where we hold all of our documentation. And we're in the process of updating all of these. But essentially, if I look at one of these right here, this is how a Syncbook actually looks like. So it's a compilation of our Word documents or a group of documents put together in a digital book, in a book format where we have an outline. We're able to skip to different chapters. And if you have permissions on this, you're able to click on here and start doing annotations even on this book. So you might not necessarily be adding annotations, but you certainly might be adding YouTube videos or just videos demonstrating certain sections of the document right into the user guide. So that's the Syncbook. So right here, I'm basically going to embed an image. It's asking me where I can grab this video from. But once I do have that, I will have an embedded object right directly on this document. So in order to create Syncbooks, again, it's coming from the knowledge base. So if you do want to see how that works in more detail, just let us know and we'll walk you through that. Okay, so that's all I wanted to cover with ServiceWise, CustomerWise version 11 and Kloud. So if there's any questions, please feel free to just add them into the go-to webinar question section, and we'll try to answer those. Okay, I'm just kind of reviewing the questions. Okay. One of the questions that we have is the ServiceWise CustomerWise mobile app free? And the answer to that is, yeah, it is. So it's available at the App Store right now that you can go ahead and grab. And it'll be soon updated with a newer UI as well as cloud integration as well. Another question.
Prince,
Yep.
Prince, we also need to point out that the app for customer portal and employee portals are currently not available, but will be available at the end of April. Yeah. For the ServiceWise app and the CustomerWise app.
Yeah, for the external facing side. Yeah. Okay, awesome.
So one question is about how what's the pricing on the free module for customer for cloud for customer ServiceWise covers.
You want to go ahead and answer that one, Taryn?
Yeah, so that one is basically we give our customer the live document capability because it's relatively not so expensive. We do give some meeting hours, but limited. So hopefully it helps you to enable cloud to be integrated with ServiceWise customer to experience the feature set. And from that point on, hopefully it will prove that when online meeting can be done part of the process, part of the workflow, linked with your document inside your task will prove to be more effective. So hopefully customer will buy more license to do for the more advanced features.
Okay, the last question that we have time to answer is, when will this be available to our customers?
You want to answer or you want me to answer?
Please answer, Taryn.
Yeah, so we at the end of March, we would like to get some beta customers, and by the end of April, starting May, we will go productions. April time for those customers working with us, we will enable you to go live for using our beta release. But it will be controlled, meaning we will be doing a lot of testing for you so that you can go live with ServiceWise CustomerWise beta.
Okay, great.
In April.
In April. Okay, great. So that's all the time that we have for today, guys. For any additional questions, please feel free to either send them to me or to the support team. And we thank you again for taking the time off to join this webinar. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.